Eden Zero is back, and I am happy to report that Elsie is not gonna die. At least not because of James killing her, like I thought was going to happen last week. So immediately after killing her mother, Elsie then immediately touches the planet and then starts giving it commands. We already knew about this, that the whole entire planet is basically a giant weapon engine filled with ether that the royal family can control. That's why Elsie was able to beat the shit out of Ziggy for a second before he, stabs her. But yeah, she placed her hand on the planet and then demands that the planet transfer control over to her from her mother of Mobius, because now that her mother's dead, she's the rightful heir. She has every right to do this, and it immediately does that. Like the Mobius, its power instantly goes over to her. Now I assumed originally she was going to use Mobius to resurrect her dead friends, but that's not what's happening. Now, Justice thinks she's about to take over all the dragons and basically lay waste to everyone, because her ether, he can sense inside of her ether is a massive amount of hatred and anger, which, yeah, I understand why she would be feeling that right now, but he of course rushes over to stop her, and what her command is not to take over the dragons, but to shut them all down. And it happens, all the dragons just start deactivating and just falling from the sky like rain, just crashing into the buildings and such. Even the ones that are out in space are beginning to fall down and fall back to the planet. And that's when James finally realizes that Elsie isn't really gone mad. Elsie just starts crying and saying she doesn't want to fight anymore. Like, yeah, this war broke her at this point. She's just done. She just wants to be a normal girl now. And I don't blame her. Like, no way in hell I would like to go through a war where all my friends die and what? Keep fighting? Keep going on? Keep doing all this bullshit? Yeah, no, I fully understand why she's just done. Justice also seems to be done with all of this as well. It seems that he finally is able to just accept Elsie for who she is, and he just wants to stop as well. Yeah, so we switch back over to Hermit, and she finally gets the video she was looking for. Honestly, this is just a conversation we already knew about, or we're seeing it for the first time, where the video is Ziggy telling Elsie as a child that he's gonna hand over the Eden Zero to her, and then Elsie is then supposed to give the Eden Zero to Shiki when he grows up. We already knew this. This is basically how the story got started. I don't really understand how this video means anything, other than the fact that Elsie asks, why don't you just give the ship to Shiki yourself? And Ziggy says, I can't hide a big ship like that in a music park. It's going to be found and seen by many people. I really have no idea. I don't know how any of this is relevant. I'm really confused. Hermit doesn't seem to... Yeah, like I said, she seems to know who the enemy is, the true enemy is. Still not saying who it is, and I don't know how this video is relevant, because we're really not learning anything new from this video. Yeah, okay, he gave her the ship to hand to Ziggy. So, going back to Ziggy and Shiki and Pina, Ziggy is still begging to be killed, and Shiki's still refusing, saying that there has to be another way. Ziggy basically says, I'm too deeply connected again. You have to do it. You don't have a choice. Just kill me. Ziggy just refuses. He just can't do it. That's when Ziggy transforms back into Dark Ziggy. Well, except I don't believe he does. I just don't believe it. I think it's Grandpa Ziggy acting. So he transforms into Dark Ziggy, quotation marks, and he basically puts a psychic bubble, gravity bubble around Pina. And he starts mocking Shiki, basically saying, this is about to happen because you were weak. Shiki is trying to break the sphere, but he just can't do it. Pina, at this point, has basically accepted her fate. Starts to cry, basically says her goodbyes. And it seems that the gravity sphere just crushes her into atoms, basically. And this happens as she's basically saying she would like to be reborn as a human, because that's always been Pina's dream. But the thing is, I don't think she's dead. I don't think this is the Dark Ziggy. Shiki then completely loses himself, goes into this new form of overdrive that's even more and transforming his body, and punches straight through Ziggy, like a massive fucking hole. And based on what we've seen so far, there's no way that could have happened unless it's his grandpa Ziggy who purposely lowered his power to the point where any attack from Shiki would kill him. Yeah, so I don't actually think Pina's dead, because you gotta remember, he stole Nero's teleportation ability, so he could have just her out of there, and that's it. She's probably fine. She's probably just teleported away. He tricked Shiki into killing him. That's just basically how I see it. And if that's true, then that means the three big bads have been taken care of. Dead and Crow, Agnolia, and now Dark Ziggy. The only one left is the true enemy, who we have no idea is. There's no clue about them. All we know is that they're somewhere on Leonard. Once again, I don't know. I just like the biggest theory going around that is most convincing would be future Rebecca, because that just makes the most sense. She's literally the only person who could have infected Ziggy, but once again, she was a corpse. And I just don't know anymore. Like, I legitimately have no idea just who is the true enemy and what the hell is going on. If there have been hints being dropped this entire time, that would be amazing, because I am completely fooled at this point. Like, it just feels like there are like no hints. There's no clue to who the true enemy is. I don't know if it's in the government or it's one of their allies or what. I just don't know. It just feels like the story is stopped and now it's about to go in a completely different direction. I'm lost. Yeah, I usually like to come up with like a theory at the end of each of my videos, but right now I got nothing. So I guess I just have to end it as is. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, give it a thumbs up so you enjoy more Inzo and other anime things. God, I'm confused.